Y'all, I just made the yummiest cheeseburger soup. Let's go make it. Okay, now like I always say, Nanny Shell's got to taste it before I go make it. Honey, this will be wonderful for your next football gathering. I'm so excited to get started on this little recipe. It's called Cheeseburger Soup. Now I've got me about a teaspoon of olive oil because I like to saute my mushrooms first. So I'm gonna saute these in this little oil for I'd say about 5 minutes. Okay, now that we've got our mushrooms sauteed the way we like them, I'm gonna add about 1.5 cups of chopped bell pepper. Then I'm going to add 1/2 of a medium-sized onion. We're going to saute that a little bit. Now I'm not going to season this yet because I am going to add some beef bouillon, and you know that can be a little salty. All right, now that we got our mushrooms and our onions and our bell pepper cooked down a little bit, you know they don't have to be soft. We're just going to bring out the flavors out of them. Now we're going to add 2 pounds of our ground beef, and honey, that's to your choice of what kind you like. So we'll just pour that over in here, and we'll get that all mashed up in there and cook that hamburger meat, and then we'll come to the if I can talk right now, the little next ingredient. Okay, we got our meat all cooked, and now if you've got a high-fat ground beef, you'll want to drain that. You know, just stick you some paper towels in there and drain it up. But I'm not going to have to drain this one because mine wasn't terribly fat. So I'm going to add to this a good heaping tablespoon of garlic. And then I'm going to add me 2 tablespoons of pickled jalapenos. All right, now we're going to add us about a tablespoon of smoked paprika, teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of onion powder. To that, I'm going to add me 3 cups of water. We'll just incorporate all the seasoning and that water to all of this. Now to this, we're going to add us 4 cups of milk. To that, we're going to add us a good 2 tablespoons of beef broth. Okay, now I did use the Better Than bouillon, the beef flavor. Okay, let's get that beef bouillon all incorporated with this. I wish y'all could smell this, and it looks yummy just like it is. All right, so now to this, what we're going to do. Now I chopped up 4 carrots, and I made them about like that. You can make them whatever size you want. And then I chopped up and diced me about 6 potatoes, and we're just going to pour that on over in there. These were medium-sized russet potatoes, but just use whatever you got at your house, honey. Okay, I'm going to taste a little bit of my juice to see how much salt I need to add. Not very much, because you know that beef bouillon is pretty salty. I'm going to add me I'd say about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And now to pepper, that's to your likings, honey. Because once these little jalapeno breaks up in here, it will give it a little bit of a spice, but not too bad. Okay, now what we're going to do with this, we're going to cook this probably, I would say about 15 minutes until our potatoes get somewhat tender and our carrots do. And then we got a few more little steps and it'll be ready, honey. Okay, now that this is boiled about 20 minutes, now you know it may not take yours that long. Just check it because you want your potatoes and carrots to be a little tender. Now that we've got this, we've turned this all the way on low. And in this, we've got us a cup of whole milk and 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And we're going to pour that on over in there. Okay, we're going to mix that in. And now we're going to turn our heat up to about medium-high and let it come back to a boil. And then we're going to add 1 more step, and then it'll be almost ready. Okay, I brought this back up to a pretty high boil, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce it again to about medium-low, and I'm going to add a 16-ounce of Velveeta cheese, and I've got it chopped up. Just drop that right on in there. Okay, we got this Velveeta cheese all in this, and we're going to let it melt, and then we'll be right back. Ooh, y'all, this is hot and ready. Look at this. This is going to be yummy. Now, honey, you go make this and share it with your friends and family and go make some beautiful memories. And remember, smile, God loves you, and baby, He's got this.